Good day, my dear students. For today's video, we're going to proceed with piecewise function. For the learning competency, you, my dear learners, should be able to illustrate a piecewise function in practical context, that is fare rates, purchasing, and income tax, and also solve practical problems involving piecewise functions. Now, to proceed or to start, let us first go back with absolute value function. Now, absolute value function has the parent function of f of x is equal to the absolute value of x, and it has this kind of graph, which is in the shape of V. Okay, however, my dear students, the absolute value function isn't just a single rule. It is actually made up of two different rules combined into one. So in absolute value, my dear students, we have here when x is greater than or equal to 0, the output is x. Now, when the x is less than 0, the output is negative x. So meaning to say, if the absolute value is equal to this one, meaning to say f of x is equal to x, which has this graph, and f of x can also be equal to negative x, which is this one. Now, my dear students, combining the two, we will have the piecewise function. So instead of thinking of it as one formula, we can think of it as a function that changes its rule depending on the value of x. And this idea leads us directly to our next topic, which is the piecewise function. Okay, usually piecewise function is presented like this. We have here the f of x for the function is equal to an open brace, wherein inside the open brace are functions together with the conditions when this function should only be used. But formally, piecewise function is a function defined by multiple subfunctions where each subfunction applies to a specific interval of the main function's domain. Okay, a piecewise function again is a function defined by multiple subfunctions. When we say subfunctions, these are the algebraic expressions, meaning to say it can be linear, quadratic, square root, or cube root functions that defined the output. So instead of only one equation for one single line or graph, we will have several different equations for different types of graph, all glued into one. So, meaning to say po, in this presentation, the f sub 1x, the f sub 2x, up until the last f of x is what we call the subfunctions. Now, let us continue where each subfunction applies to a specific interval of the main function's domain. So we have here the domains or the subdomains. Okay, so these subdomains, my dear students, are the specific intervals of x where each subfunction is active. So these domains, my dear students, holds the instructions that tell us which rule to use. Now, for example, for the domain 1, only the domain 1 can follow this rule. Only the domain 2 can follow this rule and only the domain 3 can follow this rule. Okay, so baka po nagtataka yung mga students natin, ma'am, bakit pa po ba natin pinag-aaralan si piecewise function? Now, my dear students, the reason we use piecewise function is because the real world rarely use or follows a one-size-fits-all rule. Most of our systems, like the tax, the shopping, the travel, they all change their rules based on how much we spend, or how far we go, or how much we earn. So in these cases, a single straight line on a graph wouldn't simply work. So instead, we use a piecewise function to stitch different rules together. Okay, to illustrate, let us have real-world application. First is the tricycle fare. So, nung tumaas na po kasi yung presyo ng gas, tumaas na rin po yung pamasahe sa tricycle dito po sa amin because the primary mode of transportation in our city is tricycle. Now, nung tumaas na po yung presyo ng gas, there is a fixed base fare of 22 pesos for the first 2 kilometers. And there is an additional rate of 4 pesos for every kilometer traveled beyond the limit. So meaning to say po, if we're going to represent it into a function, let us use the C of D. Okay, meaning to say the cost per distance is equal to, now let us write the braces. Now, I want you to follow how piecewise function is always written. We have here the function. First, write the function. Then we write comma if condition. Okay, so for example, here po we have here the braces, then function, comma, if, and ito po yung conditions natin. Okay, pero per line po siya. Okay, for example, this one, there is a fixed base fare of 22 pesos for the first 2 kilometer. So dito po, alin dito, my dear students, si function? So we have the 22 pesos. So we write here 22 pesos. Okay, what is the condition? If the distance, so since we use D here, kailangan po consistent siya dito po sa condition natin na D. Okay, wag pong kalilimutan kasi may mga students po na ang isinulat dito D, tapos dito po naging X. Opo, so hindi po yun pwede. Meaning to say, there should be consistency on the variables used. This D is greater than 0. Okay, why po greater than 0? Because po, we know that there is no negative distance. So, kaya mag-start tayo greater than 0. Ibig sabihin po, 0.01 kilometers. Doon siya mag-start. Basta po hindi kasama si 0. Up until kay 2. Now, ano po, my dear students, yung pinagkaiba ni less than at less than or equal? Dito po, halimbawa, less than 2. So, kapag less than 2 po, saan po siya mag-i-start? Okay, so lahat ng numbers mas bababa kay 2 are less than 2. So, halimbawa, pwede tayong 1.9 and so on, pababa. Ngayon po, kapag sinabi nating numbers less than or equal to 2, ibig sabihin po, ay 2 magsisimula because 2 is equal to 2. So, 2 tayo. Okay, 1.9, 1.8, and so on. Okay po. So, kaya dito, my dear students, it is important for us to put an equal sign here. Yung inequality po natin should be less than or equal to 2 for us to denote na mag-stop siya kay 2. Kasi po kapag less than lang siya, less than 2, ibig sabihin mag-i-stop po siya kay 1.99 kilometers. Okay, so since dito for the first 2 kilometers yung nakalagay, ibig sabihin po kasama si 2 kilometers na 22 pesos. Now, dito po, there is an additional rate of 4 pesos. Meaning to say po, my dear students, magbabayad pa rin tayo ng 22 pesos. Pero doon po sa mga susunod na kilometro, magbabayad na po tayo ng 4 pesos kada kilometrong sobra. So, since si 2 kilometers po is nabayaran na natin dito sa 22 pesos, so meaning to say po, ima-minus ko na siya doon sa total distance ko. That's why I'll write D minus 2. So, comma, if this time the D is greater than 2. Part na ito, pwede pa natin siya actually masimplify because this will give us 22. Okay, distribute si 4, 4D. 4 times negative 2, this is negative 8. So, combine 22 minus 4, this will give me 14. So, pwede kong isulat as 4D minus, that is plus 14. So, ibig sabihin po, instead of writing this one, pwede kong isulat siya in this manner. So, 4D plus 14. So, the shorter version of the piecewise function is the C of D. Now, in creating a piecewise function, kailangan tatandaan natin, my dear students, that a single x value cannot belong to two different rules. Ibig sabihin po, bawal po yung nag-overlap na condition. Okay, kaya po dapat alam natin kung kailan lang po natin gagamitin si less than or equal at kailan lang po natin gagamitin si less than lang. Kasi po, for example, lahat natin yan nilagyan ng equal. So, halimbawa po, we have here the 2. Paano kung si distance natin is 2? Tapos ganito po yung piecewise function natin. So, tayo po, malilito tayo kung aning rule yung gagamitin natin. Because 2 is equal to 2. So, ibig sabihin, pwede siya dito. Kung greater than or equal din, 2 din po is equal to 2. So, pwede din po siya dito. So, tayo, malilito tayo kung alin po ditong rule yung susundin natin. That's why, kailangan po alam natin kung sino lang po yung may equal dito. At kung sino po yung naka-less than lang or naka-greater than lang. So, paano po kung si tricycle natin naka 5 kilometers? So, that is C of 5. Alin pong rule or function yung gagamitin natin? The first function or the second function? So, dito po, we know that 5 is greater than 2. Okay, so meaning to say, ito pong second function yung gagamitin natin. So, that is equal to 4D plus 14. So, we will have your 4 times 5 plus 14. So, this will give me 20 plus 14. This is equal to 34 pesos. So, meaning to say po, kapag 5 kilometers na po na tumatakbo si tricycle, 34 pesos po yung babayaran nyo. Dito naman po, purchasing. You pay a standard price of 15 pesos per pack if you buy 1 to 5 packs of instant noodles. But the rule changes to a discounted 12 pesos per pack for every pack you buy once you reach 6 packs or more. So for this problem, let us use the C of P. That means the cost per pack is equal to the open brace. Okay, so first, let us identify the first function. So nakalagay dito, you pay a standard price of 15 per pack. So meaning to say, we will use the 15 pesos kada pack. So that is yung pack natin, di ba, letter P, kaya we will write here P. So what is the condition? If RP is, so meaning to say, start tayo kay 1. So that is less than or equal to P, but P is less than or equal to 5. Okay, so pero sabi dito si instant noodles nagkakaroon ng discount kapag reach 6 packs or more. Okay, so that will give me 12 pesos kada pack na. So that is 12 per pack if P greater than or equal to 6. Meaning to say po, mag-start tayo kay 6 mismo, pataas. Okay, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Okay, yan naman po, my dear students. Tama din naman kung ang sinulat nyo po ay C of P is equal to the 15 pesos P if P is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 5. And P or 12P if P is greater than 5. Okay, so kung ganito po, my dear students, yung sinulat nyo, this is also correct, meaning to say po mag-i-start siya kay 6. Or kaya, my dear students, kung ito, tama pa rin naman po. So, isa rin pong application ng piecewise function is the income tax. In the Philippine context, we apply the train law. Sinasabi niya po na kapag mas mataas yung sahod mo, mas mataas yung tax na babayaran mo. Okay, so dito po, we can use the T of I. T is for the tax, I is for the income. Okay, let us write an open brace. Okay, first po tayo. Kapag daw po tayo ay sumasahod ng 20,832 pababa, 0 yung babayaran nating tax. That is the tax exempt. Okay, so meaning to say, I can write 0 ang tax. What is the condition? If our income, which is denoted by I, is less than or equal to 20,832. So kung makikita po natin, 'di ba, kasama si 20,832 sa hindi magbabayad ng tax. Okay, so this is already done. So for the second row, sa mga mamamayang Pilipino na kumikita ng 20,833 hanggang 33,332, okay, 15% po ng kasobrahan sa 20,833 ang babayaran yung tax. So since kasobrahan lang po yung babayaran natin ng 15%, ibig sabihin po si 15% natin ang imumultiply ko doon sa kasobrahan lang kay 20,833. So that is I minus 20,833. If our income is greater than or equal to 20,833, kasi siya po yung start, less than or equal to 33,332. So ano pong mapapansin natin? Continuous siya, di ba po, sa conditions. From 0 to 20,832. Yun po yung range niya. At dito po, dahil nag-832 na siya, dito po nag-start naman tayo by 833. Okay, so ibig sabihin dapat dito yung condition natin, mag-start tayo by 33,333 naman. Okay, so for the next row tayo, sa mga mamamayan naman po na kumikita ng 33,333 hanggang 66,666, meron po tayo laging babayaran na 1,875 plus 20% ng kasobrahan sa 33,333. Bayaran na 1,875 plus 20% po ng kasobrahan, the amount over 33,000. So meaning to say po that is I minus the 33,333. Okay, so what is our condition? So if our income is greater than or equal to 33,333, but it is less than or equal to 66,666. So kung makikita po natin, continuous po uli at wala pong overlapping. Next, para sa mga mamamayang kumikita ng 66,667 hanggang 166,666, meron tayong laging binabayaran na 8,541.80 plus 25% naman ng kasobrahan sa 66,667. So to write that, we can write it as 8,541.80. So plus 25% ng kasobrahan, so that is I minus 66,667. So what is our condition? If our income is greater than or equal to 66,667 but less than or equal to 166,666. Okay, so nakikita niyo po ba, my dear students, yung pattern natin? So as you can see, the monthly tax rule, this holds the function. At si monthly taxable income natin na may range, this holds the condition. Okay, so next tayo, I want you to pause this video and please try to answer or to write kung ano po yung magiging function and condition natin for our fifth row. Okay, so for the fifth row, kapag kumikita na po tayo ng 166,667 hanggang 166,666, meron tayong laging binabayaran na 33,541.80 plus 30% naman ng kasobrahan. Okay, that is the meaning of the amount over sa 166,667. So that is 0.30 multiplied by I minus the 166,667. So what is our condition? The condition is if, wag pong kalilimutan si kama, if our income is still greater than or equal to 166,667, but it is less than or equal to 666,666. Okay, so tapos na tayo kay fifth. Doon na po tayo sa sixth. For our sixth column, sa mga mamamayan na kumikita ng 666,667 at mahigit pa, meron tayong laging binabayaran na 183,541.80 pesos plus 35%, so that is 0.35 ng sa 666,667. So that is 0.35 multiplied by the I minus 666,667. So what is our condition for this? If Ri is greater than or equal this time to 666,667. Okay, so kung titignan natin, my dear students, wala po dapat siya na overlapping. So for example, ito, it ends at 332. Doon po sa pangalawa, it continues with 333. So ito po, my dear students, na income tax, binabawas po siya sa hulihan. Opo. Meaning to say po, kapag nadidak na yung SSS, GSIS, the PhilHealth, the Pag-ibig, kung ano po yung natira, opo, yun po yung pagbabasihan naman ng tax. Hanapin po yung may salary and deductions. So, dun ko po diniscuss kung paano po gumagawa ng payslip. Okay, moving forward, let us have this example. Okay, example number 1, a local internet service provider offers a plan for 1,200 per month. This flat rate includes a data allocation of 50 gigabytes. If a user exceeds this limit, they are charged an additional 20 pesos for every 1 gigabyte used over the initial 50 gigabytes. So first, let us represent the monthly cost using the function C of G. C po is for the cost and G is for the gigabyte, where G is the number of gigabytes used in a month. Okay, so for our letter A, let us use the C of G. Okay, and let us find for the function. So nakalagay dito na lagi tayong magbabayad ng 1,200 per month si 50 gigabytes na allocation. Ibig sabihin po, maubos mo man or hindi maubos si 50 gigabytes, lagi ka nang magbabayad ng 1,200 kapag ginamit mo or nag-avail ka ng plan na yon. So I will write here for the function that is 1,200. Okay, what is our conditions? If RG is less than or equal to 50, so ibig sabihin po nito, maubos ko man or hindi. So ibig sabihin po, halimbawa, ang nagamit ko is 20 gigabytes lang. 1,200 pa rin yung babayaran ko. Okay, so continue tayo. If a user exceeds this limit, they are charged an additional. So since additional lang naman siya, ibig sabihin po, meron pa rin tayong babayaran na 1,200, pero may additional tayo na 20 pesos kada 1 gigabyte na exceed. So ibig sabihin po, since yung excess lang naman yung babayaran natin, ibawas na natin yung 50 gigabyte. So that is G minus the 50. Okay, so what is the condition? So if RG is greater than 50. So check po natin kung meron pong overlapping. So dito po, so ibig sabihin po nagre-range siya from 0 to 50 mismo. Okay, so greater than 50, ibig sabihin, mag-i-start siya kay 51 and above. So ito, my dear students, pwede natin siyang i-simplify. So that is 1,200 plus 20G minus 1,000. Is it 20G? Okay, 1,200 minus 1,000, this is positive 200. So meaning to say po, I can also write our function COG is equal to 1,200 if the G is less than or equal to 50, or that is 20G plus 200 if RG is greater than 50. Okay, so pwede po ito, pwede din po ito. Ito po, my dear students, pwede din naman yan. Pero ito po yung ginagamit ko because this is the simplified. Okay, for the letter B, find the total monthly cost if the user consumes 42 gigabytes. So that is C of 42. Okay, dito tayo, my dear students, titingin sa pinaka-conditions niya. So, si 42 po ba, my dear students, is 42 less than or equal to 50? Yes, it is. So, that's why, ibig sabihin po, ang babayaran lang natin is 1,200 kapag ang nagastos po natin is 42 gigabytes. Now, how about for our letter C? So for our letter C, find the total monthly cost if the user consumes 65 gigabytes. So that is C of 65. Okay, so si 65 po ba, titingin po ulit tayo sa conditions. Dito po sa may if. Okay, so si 65 po ba less than or equal to 50? So it is not because po 65 is actually greater than 50. Kaya po ito yung susundin natin na rule. Po yung 20 gigabytes plus 200. So that will give me 20 G plus 200. So this will give me 20. RG is equal to 65 plus 200. Okay, 20 times 65, this is equal to 1,300 plus 200, this is equal to 1,500. So meaning to say po, kapag nakakonsume tayo ng 65 gigabytes, ang babayaran po natin is 1,500. Okay, how about this problem? I want you to pause this video and please try to answer this on your own. Example number 2, a coffee roaster sells premium Arabica beans for 600 pesos per kilogram. To encourage large orders, they offer a discount. If you buy 10 kilograms or more, the price for all kilograms purchased drops to 550 per kilogram. So letter A, represent the total cost using a piecewise function C of K, where K is the number of kilograms bought. Letter B, find the total cost if a customer buys 7 kilograms. And letter C, find the total cost if a customer buys 12 kilograms. Okay, so for letter A, let us call this function C of K. That is the cost per kilogram is equal to our braces. Okay, the first function is that it is 600 pesos per kilogram. So that is 600 pesos per kilogram. So that is C of K. Okay, so what is the condition for that? If K is less than 10. Okay, why 10? Because we know that it drops to 550 pesos per kilogram if the kilograms both is greater than or equal to 10. It is stated that if you buy 10 kilograms or more, so meaning to say 10 kilograms, that is equal to 10, or more, that is greater than 10. Okay, how about for letter B? So for letter B, find the total cost if a customer buys 7 kilograms. So we are interested with C of 7. Is 7 less than 10? So yes, 7 is less than 10. So meaning to say C, number 1 yung gagamitin natin. So that is 600K is equal to 600 multiplied by 7. This is equal to 4,200 pesos. And that is our answer. Okay, how about for letter C? Find the total cost if the customer buys 12 kilograms. So that is C of 12. So now, using our piecewise function, is 12 less than 10? So it is not. But 12 is greater than 10. So meaning to say po, yung pangalawa yung gagamitin natin. That is 550 multiplied by the K. Our K is 12. So substituting 12 to K, this is times 12. Okay, so this will be equal to 6,600 pesos. So meaning to say, if the customer buys 12 kilograms of Arabica beans, the total cost is 6,600. Okay, how about this one? I want you to pause this video and please try to answer this on your own. Okay, a city parking garage charges 50 pesos for the first 3 hours. If you stay more than 3 hours but up to 8 hours, you pay 50 pesos plus 20 pesos for each extra hour or part of an hour. If you stay longer than 8 hours, the fee is 500 pesos. So letter A represent the total parking cost using the function P of H, that is the price per hour, where H is the number of hours parked. Letter B, find the total cost if a customer parks for 2 hours. Letter C, find the total cost if a customer parks for 6 hours. Or letter D, find the total cost if a customer parks for 10 hours. Okay, so for letter A, let us call this function P of H, or the price per hour is equal to an open brace of a piecewise function. Okay, so first po sentence, a city parking garage charges 50 pesos for the first 3 hours. So that is only 50 pesos for the first 3 hours. So what is our condition, my dear students? So if RH is what? Less than or greater than or less than or equal. So that is less than or equal to 3. That means any number below 3 or exactly equal to 3. Okay, so if you stay more than 3 hours but up to 8 hours lang, you pay 50 pesos. So there is a constant of 50 plus 20 pesos for each extra hour. So we have 50 pesos here plus 20 pesos sa kada oras na extra multiplied by the H minus the 3. Bakit po? Si 3 hours po kasi is 50 na. Kung hindi po natin ima-minus kay 3, meaning to say, maski yung first 3 hours na 50 pesos ang halaga, babayaran pa rin natin ng 20 pesos. So, what is our condition here? So, if RH is greater than 3, but less than or equal to 8 hours. Bakit po less than or equal to 8 hours? Kasi po hanggang 8 hours lang po yung 20 pesos. So meron pa po tayong isang condition na if you stay longer than 8 hours, the fee is 500. So we write 500, okay, if the hours is greater than 8 hours. Okay, so actually, we can take this as the piecewise function. But if you want it to be simplified, you can actually simplify the second one. Okay, so simplifying it, we can have 50 plus 20 times the h minus 3. This is equal to 50 plus 20h minus 60. So this will be equal to 20h minus 10. Okay, so instead of 50 plus 20 multiplied by h minus 3, we can write it as 20h minus 10. Okay, how about for letter B? For letter B, find the total cost if the customer parks for 2 hours. So what is the price if they park for 2 hours? So using po this piecewise function, isa-isahin natin. Is 2 less than or equal to 3? Yes, it is. We know that parking for 2 hours cost you 50 pesos. Letter C. For letter C, find the total cost if the customer parks for 6 hours. So that is the price for 6 hours. So first po, is 6 less than or equal to 3? So hindi po. Okay, so now 6. Is 6 po greater than 3? So yes, it is greater than 3. Is 6 less than or equal to 8? So it is also less than or equal to 8. So meaning to say po, yung second yung gagamitin natin. So that is 20h minus 10. So 20 times 6 minus 10, this will be equal to 120 minus 10. This is equal to 110 pesos. Meaning to say, parking for 6 hours will cost you 110 pesos. Okay, how about for letter D? For letter B, find the total cost if the customer parks for 10 hours. So what is the price if the customer parks for 10 hours? Okay, pwede po ba natin gamitin si number 1? So, is 10 less than or equal to 3? So, no. So now, is 10 greater than 3? Yes, it is. 10 is greater than 3, but is 10 less than or equal to 8? So, no, because 10 is greater than 8. So, meaning to say po, we will use the 500. That is how we use the piecewise function. So that's it for today, my dear students. If you still have questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye po!